Mayor, you there? How's the sound doing? Live in progress? Looks like in the starting lineup. Wow, you got Matan starting here instead of Jordan. Awesome, I can hear the broadcast coming through on yours. Mayor, can you hear me?
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to take a moment to honor a senior from Old Westbury men's basketball team. Senior guard Charles Wingate has played in 40 career games for the Panthers.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Hey, Mayor. Testing, checking. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Mayor? I hear the game, but I don't hear you. Can you hear me? Testing, testing. Hello, Mayor. He's there. We got YU coming to the court. Hey, Allie, can you go to the Ball Habatim on YouTube and see if you can hear me? Here we go, ready for the jump. YU with a quick three. This should be a bounce back game. A big loss to Farmingdale. Being at that game Saturday night, I cannot remember a game like that in a while. We got 2 misses off the bat. Why are you coming back down? No foul call. Halper taking the ball out from the outside. Ofek down to Gabe. He has a big advantage, but he can't finish. This 3 from the outside. There we go. They get their own rebounds. Actually, the shooter gets the rebound, it looks like. Guess he's the one that knows it's going to miss. And the clock resets only to 20, so there's now 9 on the clock. Going down, Max playing some good D to start. That's really deep to catch the ball at 6 seconds, 4 seconds. We call it kick on Old Westbury. Again, for those tuning in, that they are playing on the Farmingdale State Court, but that is the Old Westbury squad on the floor. Why are you bringing up the ball? Elvik swings it around. Matan in the starting lineup tonight. After an incredible performance last game, Eitan hesitation on the 3, finds Gabe for an open 3, and he hits it 6-0 Max. 2 threes to start the game. Old Westbury, free throw goes in, and they are on the board. We can talk when Shua, we have a couple guests on tonight. We can talk about some of the wonderful backdoor, beautiful. That's what one of the things we're talking about is we need to start seeing a little bit more Ofek in the offense. Shua, welcome.
Hey, what's going on?
Welcome to the cast. The Max off to a strong start. We got a 3 by Halpert, 3 by Gabe. Here another steal. And we got Ofek with the layup. Halpert hesitation. May have cost him. One of the things that we saw is Matan is actually starting over Jordan. So a different lineup. Not sure if there's anything. We'll see if Jordan comes to the game, if there's anything from his standpoint. But he's suited up. We did see him on the sideline. So just interesting to see. That's like one of the things off the bat. I know Matan played a hell of a game in significant minutes the last game. So wondering if that's experimental or we think that's more permanent. Obviously, he gives the Max, a lot of energy off the bench, but it takes away from some of the shot blocking inside.
I think it's fair to say Matan played himself into a starting position with his performance last game.
But he's been doing it all year, so it's just interesting that at this point, and also they basically play the same amount of minutes, even with Jordan starting. So it's just interesting to see whether this will result in a more, I guess, more of a spread between them.
Yeah, and I want to see what Jordan looks like coming off the bench. We could see a different type of Jordan. That'd
be great too to see an energy guy. And also Matan starting. Really like Matan as an energy guy, right? You want to see him come off the bench is almost the perfect role. I remember him starting last year and not being as effective as we're seeing this year. But who knows?
We've seen it happen before, right? Kevin Love has revitalized his career going off the bench. Andre Vidala.
Fountain of youth.
Yeah, I'm not calling Jordan old or anything, but sometimes switching it up.
that fifth year senior, right? It's just you have to got the cane getting out of bed in the morning. I know how it feels. So we'll get back to game action again.
8-2?
What? 8-2. There wasn't any, by the way, there was a little senior night activity. I think there were 2 seniors that were honored before the game. I'm not sure if this is their senior night. Ofek with I would say steal, but it looked like the ball was given to him. That looked like a goaltend. No call. Hard to tell from here, but that looked like that ball hit the backboard before it was blocked. But no call.
Good pass.
The corner, that's been most of their offense. 3s from the corner. That's a foul. And 1 that's going to be on Gabe, it looks like. Again, the camera angle not necessarily doing justice to the old eyes here. But yeah, it's nice to see the activity. Yeah, Ofek take that. It looked clearly like a goaltend. We're also following some amazing, by the way, there's some crazy D hoops action going on, D3 hoops. So if you're not up on it, there's some fun D3 hoops. Marietta is walking away with the game. They actually beat Mount Union on their home court, which is it's a 2-10 matchup, the best ranking of the night matchup going together. But they actually beat Mount Union by 24 in their place, and now it's basically the same tonight. We'll talk about some of the other ones. Especially Christopher Newport down by 6.5. We'll see how that plays out.
Thanks for the out-of-town scoreboard there, Nathan.
And we'll keep going. It's sponsored by... Oh, yeah, I have nobody. I got nobody.
Sponsored by the non-existent Yeshiva merch.
Nice pass inside. Nothing doing. Nice block, nice recovery.
It was a good pass.
A lot of offensive boards again tonight.
That was a funky shot. Yep.
Looks like either over the back, I guess, is the call there. Not sure exactly what happens, but
did it hit the shot clock?
It may have hit the shot clock. They may have launched so straight up that it hit the shot clock. So we'll see how that works out. I'd like to see some stronger rebounding. Again, that's one of the things. Remember Coach Schwartz that we're talking about in every game, regardless of what we think the outcome is going to be, or even what the Macs think the outcome is going to be. You'd like to see more of that every game. A wide open, beautiful pass. But onto Gabe. Gabe usually on the receiving, on the giving end of those passes. Now on the receiving end.
Yeah, the motion offense is humming a little more in this game than we've seen it in recent times. So I guess that's a good sign, something to keep an eye on. That was a good pass.
By the way, maybe it's good that the Macs feel comfortable. The last time they were on this court, they were 14-point winners at Farmingdale State. So I guess it's they feel good on this court. They're okay with it. Some bad memories too, but mostly feel good.
There's some good memories. I mean, their first ever tournament appearance was after an epic overtime semifinal win over here.
Amazing game with two guys wide open on the paint. It's Halpert in the corner. Halpert taking it to the hole easily.
Good drive.
Beautiful drive. You know what? I like seeing Eitan when he's more aggressive with his offense rather than just looking for open threes. It's usually better. When he gets sort of caught in no man's land and looks to throw the ball out is sometimes when he gets himself in trouble. We've seen that a couple times in the last game. So Jordan right off the bat from Matan. Or is that Matan? No, Ethan in also, right? That's Ethan, the orange shoes I can see in the corner. So that means Ofek is likely out and Matan as well.
Yep.
Early switches. That's at the 5-minute mark, so I guess that's usually the earliest you see starters go out if no foul trouble. This should be an interesting. Again, I don't see this game lasting from a matchup standpoint very long, but we'll see. There's a lot going on. Someone's blowing an air horn. I don't know what that. Ryan from the corner. No.
Yeah, the talent discrepancy is pretty evident.
I mean, listen, Old Westbury is probably going to be in the playoffs. They may even be the first-round opponent if they lose a couple games down the stretch, but coming in, I believe, at 6-6, they'll probably be closer to the 6th seed. Nice three-point ball. So we got Ethan, Ryan, Gabe, Eitan, and Jordan. Here, Jordan catches it way outside. Because they're not really playing up on Ryan. Interesting. He's definitely going to have more freedom than the other night. Ethan with a easy
I'd like to see
turnover.
Ryan take that shot.
Or take it in. I don't think he's going to see the type of defense. Back-to-back threes, and we have ourselves a ball game at 12-10. We got a timeout. We didn't see many of those used down the stretch the other night, right? Not a lot of timeouts from YU, so an early timeout. Still,
YU might average the least timeouts in college basketball.
They like to bank them. They're gonna have 48 timeouts by the way for the last game of the season.
It's the anti-Sean
tournament. Exactly. It'll be fun. It's Super Bowl weekend coming up. Gotta love it. The Macs have a game Saturday night against the what you could call one of the probably the third best team. Manhattanville's definitely up there, but from a record standpoint, one of the top teams in the conference in St. Joe's, Long Island. Again, YU handled them pretty easily.
In association with SUNY Old Westbury Athletics, the Ball Habatim presents the Yeshiva Maccabees versus the Old Westbury Panthers.
Actually, following the stats, it looks like so 12-10 Westbury. YU turned the ball over. Westbury's going to take the ball down 12-10.
Who turned it over?
I'm not sure. So back to the summary. Play-by-play. Actually, Ryan had turned it over. And then we have some back-to-back turnovers going on here. So not very pretty. It was good at the start, and then again falling into a little bit of that funk that we sometimes see. Ryan yet to score so far in 8 minutes. He comes into this game, Shua, as the leading scorer in all of the college basketball, all NCAA basketball, Division 1, 2, and 3, even though there are some Division 2 guys and 3 guys hot on his heels. Within striking distance, but so far so good. But he has not scored yet. There's a nice pass. That's a nice pass from a D down low. Again, I'd like to see Jordan go right up with that, not try to gather too much. Again, he's a foot from the basket, a couple feet from the basket. YU won the tip, so this jump ball heading back to Westbury tied at 12. Again, tied at 12 after a 8-2 start. A little bit disheartening as we get to almost the midway point. I mean, let's be honest. Is there a way they lose this game? I mean, let's be realistic. Is there a way?
I don't see it, but just the fact that it's 12 is already a loss. In my column.
All right, so now we're seeing the lineup up here. Again, foul. It looks like Matan's going in. We're seeing the not often used Matan Jordan lineup with both in at the same time. It looks like we're getting Ryan a breather if I'm looking at the lineup right. Again, very interesting to see what happens on the offense when you have Jordan, Matan, a D in at the same time. I think
I'll give you a hint. It's not going to be pretty.
Is it going to be points? Is it going to be points? Is the question. Again, you love to see that lineup step up the D. I mean, if they can, depending on what can happen, if they can play some D, it could be helpful. So YU up 13-12. Most offense here has just been corner threes and some offensive rebound putbacks for Westbury. So we'll see what they opt to do here. And again, YU needing to play some defense. Great to see Ofek playing some good man-to-man. He steps off for a little bit. That is a nice shot. And by the way, Nigel Carter is 3 for 3 from downtown. He has 9 of the 15 points already to start. Dribble handoff, it's Ofek at the top of the key. Jordan
has a size mismatch here.
Jordan getting the ball on the post.
That's
This
why
is going to be off Westbury. That should be YU basketball. Got some instructions about guarding the paint. Lasko with no hesitation and drills it. That is nice to see. That is really nice to see. No hesitation. Again, Ethan, thank you for wearing the orange shoes to help us find you much more easily than any of the other guys in the court. That is nice. Actually, no hesitation. Usually you don't see that too often. That'd be great if he's feeling comfortable. I mean, have we really seen Shua? Do you think we've seen what, I feel like we've seen it on mentality, we've seen it on defense, but have we really seen what Ethan can bring to this team?
Yeah, I think he slowly played into it. He kind of was playing his best game against St. Joseph's, and then got injured late in that game when they were up like 40, which was very disappointing. But now we're starting to see him find himself again and start to develop a rhythm. So yeah,
I mean, if he could be a threat on the offense, right? I mean, that's huge, right? Because usually he finds himself open. And then you can start playing that, small lineup where they have to actually guard everyone, and then Ryan gets to be able to play one-on-one.
I think they could already do that. Whether they're going to do it is another question.
I'm not sure everyone's going to honor them yet. But we got a 16-16 game after the foul shot. Almost a steal. Stays with YU.
Okay, Ryan. Okay, everyone's. That was a wholesale changeover.
Like a hockey shift?
Basically, except Ofek. Good. Wait, is this the lineup I've been asking for? Yes. Eitan, Oren, Ofek, Ryan, Gabe. I wanted to see this lineup all season.
Really? So we got Oren here. So, for all intents and purposes, you got 3 shooters. You can add Gabe to that if you want a 4th. I really like to see Gabe take advantage down low. Looking like they're hedging in the paint. So they're looking for the same thing here too, which should leave a man open. That's Ofek from outside. Again, not a bad option, but probably actually the weakest of the 5 shooters out there right now.
Yeah.
Let's see more action for Oren.
That's good.
Nice block from Gabe from behind.
This lineup is going to be very switchable. They're going to be able to help and
Ryan
recover quickly
in rhythm. Still being shut out again, but still looks like a high game right now. 16-16, 16-15. Can't have the different broadcasts are giving different things. That big man should stop dribbling so much from the outside, but that is a nice finish. Almost lost the ball and then finished it off the backboard. And so now they have the lead 18-16. So YU is down now with 8.5 to go. It has not been. Eitan wide open. He was calling for it. Can't finish, but hustles to get the rebound. Almost lost it. Wide open from 3. We saw him hit after a pump fake last game. This time not as much, but again, dominating, rebounding. Gabe puts it back. Beautiful play. Gabe sticking with it.
Why are you missing shots we do not see them typically miss?
I mean, these are open shots. Again, Eitan, I think, is one of the tops in D3 in 3-point percentage. If not the lead coming into tonight.
He already has Matan off the bench coming in. I really wanted to see him give this lineup some moment. It's a very intriguing lineup.
It is. And these are the games you can play it against and see it. Let it go out of bounds. Looks like.
Think about the Illinois Wesleyan game. By far their best run was the lineup when they had Gabe at the 5.
Ryan, go all the way. Oh, poked away when he had the whole lane to go. It looked like he already had him beat. Nice strip by Eitan. No foul called.
Eitan has those Danny Green hands on defense.
He does. It's been rough for Ryan so far. I mean, no points, 12.5 minutes into the game. And he is currently 0 for 3 from the field, 2 of those being 3-pointers. So, and 3 turnovers to go with it too. So 3 turnovers, no assists. It's been a little bit of a rough start. Obviously, he can get it going pretty quickly. Blocked. Wow. It looked like on that one, and called for being out of bounds. Maybe shades of Farmingdale State are taking its toll. With 7.5 left to go, it is currently not so pretty. Wesleyan with the ball. Sorry, Westbury with the ball. coming in. Oh, wide.
Ooh.
A free run to the basket after the rotation. Almost another steal. I don't know, again, that they need Ryan to take over to be successful here. We got a foul. I wonder if that's going to be on the shot or on the ground. We'll see what they call it. They're gathering around the free throw line. It doesn't necessarily mean much.
See, these are the times you'd like to see Elliott call a timeout. I mean, the team is clearly having a little bit of a tough go of it. And you kind of want to see them regroup.
Gabe is shooting free throws, hits the first. I mean, it's just been after a couple minutes of actually some fluid motion, it just feels very choppy right now, and a lot of balls being poked away, a lot of wide open threes being missed. Again, Gabe still shooting pretty poorly on the free throw line of the season. He gets 1 of 2, and Westbury is the lead, 2019 with 6.5 left to go. Again, the longer you let teams stick around, the more confidence they gain. And a nice, again, drive right to the basket. Obviously, you saw Horwitz do that Saturday night, with no resistance and be able to hit that game-winning shot. The middle of the paint is always been tough.
Wow.
Nice look, great block. Ryan is not being able to elevate over the defense on a couple of occasions now. That is a 3, and he books it.
You need a timeout there. You need to call a timeout.
6-point lead. Again, they won't call timeouts. They rarely do. Is that Gov? Who's out there right now? It looks like maybe Gov Landau. No, because we got a knee brace that I see, and it's not the orange shoes. So
really makes you scratch your head a little bit.
I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, Gov is out there right now.
Might have been a lineup error.
Yeah, you think so? The bench, the scorecard from last game. Amazing situation, scorecard from last game. But this is, again,
Is Elliott going to call timeout now? Yeah, it's not.
This is... And maybe why you went into the pregame speech tonight saying, "Hey guys, let's really make sure everyone knows that if we don't win the tournament, we're not getting into the postseason." I mean, are they like a hangover from something? Maybe this is a Farmingdale hangover, but this is pretty.
Is that Max Leibowitz?
That is indeed Max Leibowitz and Gov Landau seeing the court at the same time. For, I believe, the first time all season. And a nice bank by Gabe.
Well, in the first half, you said, for the first time?
Well, the first half for sure. In a game that is still in doubt, wide open 3 again from the corner. Is that Carter again? I can't tell, but I think it was. No, it was not. It was not Carter. It was Zach Cummings. Or actually, that was James. Jonathan Jameson was a 3. So they've already hit 6 threes. YU has only hit 3 threes and doubling them up.
Wow, the refs
are 2 guys on the ground. I'm not sure if one of the fouls are called on a body on the ground, but it looks like Matan, again, Mr. Energy, will be shooting.
Maybe the refs trying to make up for some of the calls in the last game.
I love it. I love it. Let's stir that pot.
This is very interesting. I'm curious. Is Elliott trying to make a point here?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening, but again,
so I don't
if we just look at the piece,
means.
Gabe again, which he should, because this is a lineup that he can feast off of, has 10 points so far this game. Everyone else, Ryan has not scored yet in 4 attempts. The team shooting obviously well under where they shoot, only shooting 38% right now and 30% from 3. So allowing, this is the pain from last game. It's the pain from Wesleyan. there's something about the way YU plays defense that allows other teams to feel really comfortable from the 3-point line, and they are right now 6 for 10, 60% from the 3-point line, 10 of 17 if we recall from last game.
Yeah. I'll give you a hint as to what that is about their defense. It's called not guarding your man or anybody.
So you got a touch foul, looks like Leibowitz, right? On a reach-in. What's interesting is that I don't see a D, right? I mean, a D was only there for a minute or two. And now we got Max and Ga. Like, I wonder what the psyche is of some of these players who they're playing. Holy, wow, that was from forever away. He missed it, but I don't know why he launched it. Was the clock running down? Maybe I missed it. I thought they got a reset on the foul. He shot that from about 30 feet. Matan down low.
Because they're bringing a triple team on Matan.
Yeah, they have shooters open because they're really not packing the paint at the start, but they're getting down there once they drive. Gabe to Matan. Matan with a brick off the back iron. A 3-pointer goes. Wow. 7 for 12, it looks like.
I don't even know what to comment. Can we talk about the Super Bowl?
This is painful. And we got a foul call. Did Ryan hit a jumper on the other end? Is that what we saw?
Yeah, he got a little
he got his first points
floater in the
game.
lane to go.
This has been a rough start. Again, right now, we have Old Westbury, for those joining us, Old Westbury up. Again, 5 and 7. Sorry, I spoke before 6 and 6. This is a 9 and 10 team, 5 and 7 in the skyline, and right now they are leading the Max by 11. Wow, I mean, wow. For the out-of-town scoreboard, Kristen Newport has retaken the lead, 66-60. So let's see if they avert disaster on their home floor. This is unreal. I really,
Well, it's definitely something new for this season.
Back to the paint, extra passes, travel called on Ofek. This is not pretty.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is.
You need to have a leader. I mean, if the coach is not going to do it, you got to have the student athlete leaders.
Wow.
Make a difference
and Westbury again continues to take it to the rack. When we've seen, if I'm thinking out loud, right, it feels like somebody watched the game film from Saturday night, taking it right to the paint and shooting uncontested threes.
It's a difficult formula. That was a good shot.
Aton, not sure if he got hit on the release, but hits the three, his second of the game. Now still in 11. And another one open.
So
all the way to
our defensive strategy is to not defend the paint or the three. Take away the mid-range.
Ofek wide open on the back door. Nice pick up top by Gabe.
Yeah.
And Old Westbury again. Trading baskets is not going to help. You have to be able to get stops. This is unreal. And now the timeout on Old Westbury after we see some of that.
That's what a coach who's trying to win a game is doing.
I mean, don't look. By the way, don't look now. But the Old Westbury Panthers are on a 40-21 run, right? Since being down 8-2. So this has been ugly for a good long stretch. In fact, maybe the last 15-16 minutes.
We welcome in Moshe.
Moshe, how's it going? if you're watching the game,
yeah.
make sure to mute. Make sure to mute your. You're watching the game set.
Hold on. Hold on.
It could just be coming from us
Hold
with
on,
the rapping,
hold on.
but just
Hold on.
it's all
I'm gonna
good.
get out of the game.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Hold on. How's now?
All beautiful.
Is that good?
So what is this YU team that we're seeing here?
Oh my God. I don't know what's going on. First of all, not playing defense.
Is this a hangover? By the way, the paint is wide open. I mean, again, the free passes to the basket, and again, the 3-point line, right? They just make other teams shoot their best.
Oh my God.
All right, so it's an interesting stretch left. 144. Surprised again. Ryan, I don't even think has a foul. Maybe one, but he's sitting for the last 144 here.
Apologies. First of all,
No apologies.
Ryan has barely done anything. That's part of the problem.
I mean, we've seen him blocked a couple of times. These things we usually don't see. People get over his frame. Nice positioning. Are they going to call a foul down low?
Yeah, I
a
think.
little concerned we were going to get some sort of arm bar. Great deep position on there.
In terms of,
I'm not sure if it's better or worse that Jordan's not shooting free throws here. It may be better for YU. Gabe pulling in, not able to finish. 2 shots, not able to finish, and now can't come away with it.
In terms of the subs, I think we're trying to the old issue, like a semi-Mandel or like something of that nature, you know?
Airball on the 3. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of subs. A lot of subs going on tonight.
Elliot's playing musical Pierce.
Right, but
I'm gonna lose something. You know, you're gonna see me have a different experience if we see Ryan Boker get in this game and Alon Jakubowicz.
Yeah,
I'm not
why
sure,
is
but
Malone
you know what? Let somebody box out. Whoever can box out and rebound in the game, whoever can stay in the paint and stop layups, put those people in the game.
too bad Jasper is hurt because he used to always hustle.
Guys, I'm gonna give a shout out right now as we're waiting sort of for the half, and then I'm gonna let you guys handle the halftime. Today is my dad's 69th birthday, and we're very excited. He just stopped by the house, so I'm gonna piece for just a little bit after the buzzer. We got some chickies. We got some chickies here.
That's what's important.
And that's all that's important. So that's the big piece. Although again, I don't want to be eating chickies or anything else after this time. Shua, my life coach, told me that's not good for me.
Have we ever been down this much at halftime? Notwithstanding,
except for Illinois Wesleyan, we haven't seen as poor a half. Another 3-ball and another miss. That was Ethan from the outside.
Oh my God.
So they're going to go. This is the last shot for Westbury. They're not going to even hold because why not? You're wide open. Just keep taking it.
We look at stuff.
42-29 Westbury at the half. This may be the most points that Westbury has scored in a first half. I will be back soon to talk about the travesty that we're watching. We were expecting to start talking about the Super Bowl and other things soon, but maybe not from this approach. And listen, if our special guest star comes, I really want to get his take on what we're seeing here, because it just doesn't look like Max basketball.
Does it even look like basketball? That's the real question.
Painful basketball.
That was here.
Yo,
We got Jack.
Jack, what is up?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Yo, thanks for coming on. Give us your take.
Hey, listen. First things first, I'm a huge fan of...
Does anybody sorry, Jack, before you start, can we mute the broadcast?
Hold on. I'm exiting.
Excellent. Thank you.
First things first, I think it's about time that we got a YU Ball podcast. And I've been screaming it for years. I love what you guys are doing. And second thing second, Ryan Terrell watches you guys every single episode. You're his favorite. What Bill Simmons podcast is to me, the Ball Habatim is to Ryan Terrell. So I'm just letting you guys know we love you guys. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on, Jack.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Look, first things first, we got to try something different. I think the biggest thing that this team has suffered from is, and what the other teams in the past have lacked, it's not Simcha. It's not, am I on?
Yeah, you're on. You're fitting
in. We can hear
in.
you. Your video went off.
Hold on. Look, the biggest thing that this team is lacked, it's not Donnie, it's not Simcha, it's not guys like that. It's guys who are hungry. You know, everybody on the team are getting minutes. Who like know they're gonna get minutes, right? Lasco's not worried about his minutes. Olfek's not worried. Aton's not worried. Jordan, maybe Jordan's not worried. He's getting it. I'm in season. We had Tyler Hogue coming off the bench. He's hungry. Aton Halpert, before he became a star, worried about the minutes, coming in and playing defense. Olfek is a rookie coming in and playing defense. Ryan and Gabe are gonna be Ryan and Gabe. You got to surround your superstars with guys who know that they're not. With guys who know that they're role players and they're earning minutes, and we just kind of have the disease of more right now. And that's what happens with great teams. That's why every championship team will tell you the hardest thing to do is to repeat. Is because when you win the title, you taste the glory, you have the fame, you get the press. All of a sudden, now everybody wants a piece of the pie. And without guys that are in there having not tasted it, you start to laugh. So, I heard you guys' take. Your favorite lineup is the one with Orrin Pataj. If I'm Steinmetz, I'm going in a lineup with Leibowitz, Pataj, Landau, Johnson stays hungry. Like, guys who can go out there and give me 5 to 10 minutes of just effort, energy. I want minutes. This is how I get it. I am starving. Because right now, we got guys playing who look satiated. They got their minutes. They feel good. They don't feel like they have to have that accountability. And at least that's what it looks like to me,
Is it a concern that Ryan isn't scoring? Do you think they need to, get him the ball, feed him the ball a little more? I know he's getting blocked, but is it the flow of the offense? What do you think that's a lack of?
Look, yeah, I mean, he's getting doubled and triple teamed. I hate to break it to you, like, at this point, like, teams have scouted, right? Like, and with the video, teams have scouted. If you're watching the defense, every time they set an off-ball pick, the players are going switch. They're playing 5 guys they can switch. When you have the ball, and they give you a counter, just like in chess and in any sport, what's your counter? When you punch and they punch back, and they know your right hook is coming, are you going to jab? Are you going to dog jab? What should I do? In my opinion, is if they're switching everything, space it out. Set some off-ball screens if you don't want to set on-ball screens with mismatches. They're going to switch. Now let's go to with a little guy because Akon set it down screen. Let's go pick and roll with Akon and Ryan. They're going to double Ryan. Reverses to Akon for 3. Get creative. They're certainly gotten creative. It's worse than the Ryan's not scoring, but if you're a championship team, other guys got to step up. As great as he is, and he's the GOAT of YU history. Even Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and LeBron James have had days where Pau Gasol, Scott Pippen, and D. Wade have to step up. Championship teams. There was the game last year where Sammy Merkin hit 3 threes down the stretch. The role players got to step up, and that's like going to my point of guys who are hungry, guys who want it, guys who are not satiated, guys who know they're not the stars. They know they want it. You need a guys who are playing like that. That's all I got to say.
Are you at the game? You're there, right?
Yeah.
1 second. I need so where is anybody watching the game and have it on, like, not on mute? Because it's hard to hear you, Jack, because we have this audio coming.
Is this better?
Yeah, you're probably outside the gym, right? Is that why?
Yeah, I'm right outside the gym.
Oh,
Figured. Yeah, it's loud on your end.
But I agree with you though, Jack.
I'll walk around. How's this? Is it better?
The thing is, when
mute yourself for a second. I want to hear. I don't think it's coming from you, Jack.
It is because he's outside the gym.
I'm not. It's not coming from me. There's no.
No, but it hasn't gotten lower as he's walked away. Can you mute yourself for a second?
Yeah, hold on one second.
No, because I don't think it's coming from him. Yeah, it's not coming from him. Is it you, Moshe?
It's not me. I don't have. I'm 99% sure. Let me double check.
Coming from because we can't hear Jack at all.
Well, no,
I have no
you guys have the game on. Just mute your computer, right? It's probably
No, mine's muted. Not on. It's yours muted.
Not me. We're good.
Strange.
Is it the broadcast
itself? Figure it out.
It's all right. I love having big hip hop sounding music in the background of anything at halftime. So I think that's how you make it work. By the way, what's with the stadium playing at Farmingdale? I show up to Farmingdale and then I go, I'm sick and eating to Old Westbury. I turn around, hit Old Westbury, and then realize the game is at Farmingdale. I have to turn right back around. Horrible.
Can you tell anything on site that we can't tell from not being there?
Yeah, I just think the body language doesn't look great on the Max. And I think if you on site, the body language on the other team, they're very focused defensively. Every screen that's being sent, you could look eyes. Westbury's, they're locking eyes with each other. Right there. We know that back screen's coming. We've been on podcasts explaining our offense. If you don't think that teams have gone and done their homework at the college level, then you're mistaken because they know what's coming, and we got to come back with a counter or an answer to Ryan. I also think we should stick to our stuff, but we got to play defense. The teams that did well in tournaments were elite offensive teams and fantastic defensive teams. You had Aton was an all-league defender. He needs to get back to that level. Ofek is a freshman all-league defender, and you could ask his dad will tell you Ofek has the potential to be a Lambesis-level defender. Mark Reef said it. And that's high praise. I mean, we all know he could be an all-world defender. When are we going to step up on defense? It can't just be they're giving up middle drives, and they just got to play hungrier. I don't know. That's just my takes on it.
I wonder if Ellie's ripping into them at halftime or letting them settle it by themselves.
What do you guys think?
I think he's ripping them.
He probably is, but he it's not like he's doing anything himself. I mean, Elliot just let them play called no timeouts, was just playing musical chairs with the lineups the entire
let's talk about that lineup for a second. Meaning we are seeing and you would expect it when you're winning the game, but you're seeing significant amount of experimentation in lineups, right? Guys who haven't played together in the first half all year, right? With when we saw again, no shade to them, but when we saw Max and Gav in the lineup in the first half, right? That hasn't happened all year round, right? Yeah. We have some changes. So just wondering what's happening with the tinkering there.
Well, I think it has to do again with something I knocked home earlier. I think he needs someone to give him something else. Someone
looking
to give
for a
energy.
spark.
Looking for a spark. Who's going to be our Jeremy Lin to come off the bench and maybe give us something? We need something. We're playing a sleep.
We've seen Gav.
Is it weird to put it all on the players? Like there's an element of like the coach is saying like, oh, I'm just going to run my stuff and the players have to execute if they're not.
I happen to agree with you. I'm not putting it all on the players. I think what falls on Steinmetz is and I love him. He's the best coach I've ever played for, and I've said it from day one. It's one of the things I told Ryan when he was looking for college. It's this guy could coach, but now I'm going to give criticism where I think there needs to be a counter to when teams figure out the back screens. Like our offense isn't this complex Princeton offense that these coaches are college level coaches. We've put out videos, breaking it down, and we took it from Bobby Knight. It's emotion. We set off all screens, and that's where the action is. Now, when you find out the secret of the offense, it's not where the ball is, it's where the ball isn't. Now you could coach against it. Now, once you coach against it, what's your adjustment? And, Farmingdale, we did not see an adjustment until 10 minutes to go. We started running pick and rolls. What's going to be our adjustment? And secondly, when are we going to start coming out of the first half with, not half asleep? We come out of every game out the gate like we just took a melatonin instead of a Gatorade.
Let's talk about the other side of the ball, though. Right? What we're seeing, which is a little bit, crazy, but it almost like everybody is using the same blueprint, right? Attack the paint where there seems to be little resistance, especially on guards driving to the paint. And then why are we letting teams, what is it about us that's making teams shoot their best percentage from three? We're seeing this multiple times. Where's the D, right? I know we talk about, we talk about the motion, and 29 points and a half is not where we should be, but 42 points to Old Westbury and a half. There's more alarm bells to me on that side of the ball than there is on the offensive side.
Yeah, I think it's like shooting is 80% mental, 20% form, right? That's the old saying. So I think when teams come to face up, they're from the week before, they're hyping themselves up. And then secondly, YU would used to walk into these gyms and just scare teams and beat them down. And I think the loss to Wesleyan and now the loss to Farmingdale make teams go, this Goliath could be beaten with a slingshot. We could do that. Why couldn't we do that? Why couldn't we play them how Wesleyan played them, how Farmingdale played them? Westbury thinks they're better than Farmingdale. Then they certainly think they could beat us. So they're going to come out thinking they could win with the game plan. And then if they get a little steam, now it's confidence, momentum. It's just, that's the name of the game. So, and then secondly, on the practical side of it, we're just letting guys go middle. Our guys are not in great shape right now. And guards are just getting right to the paint.
Right to the hole. From the middle, from the side. I mean, they're coming from every angle, and from there's no resistance everywhere. And this goes back to the
paint or the perimeter. I don't see.
And this goes back to another question about adjustments, right? I mean, and you saw this weirdly from Illinois Wesleyan, who also plays man 100% of the time. Would it kill us to when we have penetration coming? Right, zone defense, something to come out with to we're looking for a spark. Are we only looking at it from the player? Or are we going to try to figure out some way to come in? We just don't play zone, right? I guess there's something to that. We saw them press the last two games, right? Things they hadn't done before. Try to figure out what is it that's going to build that energy, right? Sometimes you press because you have to have energy to press, right? You have to be able to get the players going that way. So interesting to see what happens in the second half if we start seeing some of that.
Yeah, look, I'm not Miami Heat. Go into a 2-3 zone just to mix it up, and when they're trying to get something going, and a lot of professional level teams do that. Syracuse plays a 2-3 zone. I'm a big fan of the
box and one on the Warriors.
15 seconds, by the way, Jack. If you want to get back on the gym.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. Listen, I think they should adjust. Honestly, the name of the game is to just on offense. I'd like to see some pick and rolls. Try to get a switch. They're switching everything. So.
Well, hopefully we'll see some of these open shots start dropping because they are packing the paint on the drives. They have three bigs inside. They don't have the talent that Farmingdale had, and obviously Illinois had to be able to pack the paint. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more of that in the second half. Open shots.
The half is starting now. The lovely Miss Lifer is right here, and so it's good to see.
And thanks so much, Jack. Appreciate spending the time together.
Thanks for coming on.
Please say hi to the family.
We need to have you again.
I will. I love you guys. Thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for representing.
And that was Jack. He wasn't his typical comedic self, but I think he there was a lot of
he seems
to what he said.
He seems actually bothered by what he's seeing, right? Meaning he's also a lot of times the optimist, right, in terms of what's going on. But I don't know. I got to go back to for a minute to the last and just see what happened in the last game when these guys played together at YU. I mean, I don't think it was close. Was it? Did they play yet this season? They may have played last. I just don't. I don't remember the last time Old Westbury played us tight. Maybe 3-4 years ago.
It was a long time ago.
The last game of the season a little guard who was fun to watch,
if I remember correctly. But let's put it in perspective for a second. I mean, YU has come out in a similar fashion many times this season. They were down 20-14 to Medgar Evers, one of the worst teams in D3. But like we bore down. Elliott didn't start changing lineups and throwing in the end of the bench, and we ended up making a run back. I think like part of the reason we're down 13 right now is because at that stage where we did come out terribly and not do anything, Elliott decided to bench everything.
Yeah, right. I mean, like again, it's hard to make those runs. Listen, you might have tired guys. They played a lot of minutes in the basically I would say the starting 4 plus Matan last game. So we'll see. We also shot last game 65% from the field, 48% from 3, and dropped 105 on these guys last time out. So this is a totally different game that we're seeing.
Well, let's see what happens second half. Oh, they hit a 3 already? Did we miss that?
So while you hit a 3 coming out, Ryan hit the 3 coming out.
That's a good sign.
Always a good
What's
sign.
happened there?
I think it's just Westbury. Is this their first position or second position?
No, second. We
already in
just
19 minutes. Time should be running out here.
Sorry about that, boys.
All good. Not much time left on the shot clock, right? We're down to
5 seconds.
What did I miss? We got a shot off?
We hit a 3. Ryan hit a 3 to open up. We got a couple exciting things going on. No call. No call there either on Matan. He's on the drive, and Matan with a nice rebound and a seemingly good option to put back. But again, we've missed a couple layups there, missed a couple putbacks.
I mean, Aiton's was less a layup, more like
yeah, exactly. A leap and a prayer.
They can't shoot the way they shot in the first half, like the second half too, right? I mean, that's
Ryan
come back. Wow.
Ryan missing the entire basket. That looked like it went off the other side of the backboard on the 3-pointer.
Ball had one of those.
So Matan again.
Usually you have that on the heat check, but yeah, second half start again for Matan. I really would like to see Gabe put more of his imprint on this game.
Nice recovery on Matan.
Well, I think both times we tried to go inside, we've gotten blocked. Let's see, Aiton's running point here.
There's nobody who received the nobody wants to receive the inbound
Ryan
pass.
to hit their open shots.
Yeah, listen. If you get 2 more of those open shots to fall, again, you still have the over 10-point game now. But it's really the defense.
A lot of turnovers is what we have.
Come. We're going to wish you a happy birthday on the broadcast. Come into the camera.
Come on, happy birthday, Mr. Cohn.
That is a lot of dribbling by Aiton.
A lot of dribbling, a lot of turnovers. This is my dad.
Happy birthday!
They say happy birthday. A young 69.
Represent
in this year, so 70 next year. If you make it.
It's a shame.
Doesn't work
what
out.
What do you get him for 69? A max win?
That's what we're trying to do. He thought. Listen, what I'm going to predict is the max score 69 points tonight. 40 in the second half. Play some great D, and end up winning the game. So we'll see what ends up happening. We got Ryan. By the way, Ryan's coming out obviously more aggressive. That's playing an obvious Elliott's in the air of the official. By the way, I've seen some pretty decent, pretty good officiating tonight. If I'm being honest, so
I'm looking for footwork as opposed to the hands on defense. I had not been seeing it the first time.
Yeah, they don't stay in front of their man. They lose everyone after one rotation. They look better second half. It's likely they'll end up outscoring them 50-20 and win big. But is that really something to be happy about, even if it does happen?
You should know. I want to touch on.
Always be happy about whenever good things happen. What's up, Moshe?
First of all, you guys, just again in person, it was great Saturday night. I listened Sunday morning. I was running errands, and I really enjoyed. My boy Sax was on there with you guys. But
it was great. It was great to get some extra love. We have I guess Ariel is threatening to come on. I hope he follows through on that threat. Would love to see again some blood. These guys got to get on.
What is happening?
Well, what I wanted to say was about the Simcha Halper comparison. What do you guys think, defense-wise? I know Sim was a little bigger. I don't know the defensive upgrade when Sim was there a couple years ago. Maybe it's not, germane to the conversation now, but what was that mean? Because he was more of a threat from the outside? I think he was more one-dimensional than Eitan. It's not like we saw Eitan drive a couple times in the first half.
It's not Simcha versus Eitan. It's not Simcha versus Eitan. It was Simcha versus Ethan.
Yeah, it's the rotation, sort of where it's going out necessarily, but also I think from a matchup standpoint, right? I think it's also Simcha with this is a defense. What is the tech here, Elliot?
Yeah, what was that all about?
I got to go to that, but we'll find out. We'll find out more. Just as technical foul here in the notes. But again, it's also I think we're talking a little bit about Simcha's height, right, in the matchup difficulty he presents, right, a little bit taller, and just being able to match up against there, where now they can play more speed. Right, they can play more speed in the lineup, and that's what we're seeing some of these guards penetrate. It's also, and I don't know, Simcha seemed to come up big in every big moment. He was one hell of a player, as we're seeing overseas now too.
Can you show
he's also just he's a superb shooter, even at volume. And if you try to take him away, first to drive past you, he could be physical in the paint, and he's a plus on defense with his length and size.
Ario's trying to get in, but he said the link isn't working. Do you guys see that? I sent him the same one that I'm in on.
Should be good. I'll figure it out
Maybe
here.
Send it.
You guys keep
going. And then he can just jump in.
No, we've totally disappeared.
Is there someone on the floor right there?
Looks like it.
Looks like an injured player on Old Westbury. We'll have to figure out.
Hopefully he's okay. Can we talk for a second about how just hard it is to see the game from this distance with the camera? It's very hard to see the little things that are happening.
Yeah, by the way, Maritime camera was great, and listen, the Max Live is the best in the business.
Yeah,
it really is. It's unreal. Honestly, I was watching the Hope game, and it's, to me, Max Live is better. And it's just, it's unreal.
Hope's
so
basket mics are big. We need to get some.
That gym is
boosters donating basket mics for us.
Exactly.
Yeah. 593-508. I think the one I'm giving him, right?
Yeah, we're just sending the link.
Do you see him?
The link should work on its own.
Do you see nothing? Do you see him trying to get in?
No. There's no block. I don't have to admit him. He can just.
I don't have to. Okay, fine. I don't know. Oh, turnovers are just not very
big shot.
They're also hitting. Even the few shots they take that are guarded, they're awesome.
Listen, we saw some sick shots Saturday night. They were hitting huge shot after huge shot. I just don't know what happened there. Ryan putting them all between his legs, under the basket. Nobody else there to get it. So
what was that close up by Ethan with another guy 2 feet away from him?
Oh, we got a box out by Gabe. The ball is going quick. We got Ofek driving. Ofek on the offensive board and putback.
Hudson is an absolute
that was weird.
Animal down there. It's
keeps a lot of plays alive. Keeps a lot of plays alive. It's beautiful.
When he's on the court, he himself grabs over 18% of total offensive rebound opportunities on his own court. It's the top marking D3.
That's amazing.
So Ryan's getting back into it. Now we've cut it to 5. Is my feet a little ahead of your feet?
Well, I would watch. If you're watching from the Zoom, that's what we're seeing, and that's what people are seeing in the
nice pass.
Watching in the broadcast.
Nice look away.
Okay.
Ooh.
Whoa!
How's it going?
Simcha time.
There he is.
A little dance in the corner. Ariel, welcome. Welcome.
Happy to have you.
I'm sorry. It's a little bit atrocious here. at least in the play that we've seen in the first half. I don't know if you've been tracking with this 13-point deficit at the half, now trying to push back.
I've been watching. Hopefully, I'll be the good luck charm. Maybe I don't know.
Yes, yeah, but you gotta worry. Your household has to worry because then you may have to do this every time.
Yeah.
Then you can't. You have an excuse.
That's a good point.
The Macs need you. So we'll make it happen. We're seeing here a little bit more aggressive on both sides of the ball. A little bit of push. Will we start 42-29 at the half? The Macs right now, holding court a little bit. Winning this half so far by 7-8. So again, need a little bit more than that.
2-point game. And one.
Yeah, I think Ryan's taking it personally.
Maybe he tuned in for Jack's speech. Although Jack kind of Jack didn't really wasn't really harsh on Ryan, which was fair in my opinion. And Ryan is the last person on the list to complain about this year for Ryan.
No, though again, in this game in particular, you don't usually see him not elevate to the point where he gets blocked. You don't see him lack of elevation. Turnovers, a lot of turnovers this game. So it's a little uncharacteristic and it doesn't show as much because he really is probably the most consistent defender that we have on the court, outside of maybe Ethan.
I think we're finally playing the pick and roll differently than we kept struggling with in the first half.
I mean, a lot of it's commitment to defense, right? A lot of that's what it is. Ball back to the Macs.
No box out there either.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I think we're hedging a little bit, maybe. Obviously, renewed energy, but look, we've had bad first half that had to be the worst. Again, accepting IWU, probably had to be the worst first half of the year, correct?
Well, an 8-2 start. I mean, the last 18 minutes and a half was bad. I mean,
yeah,
really
okay,
bad.
fine.
Really
Fair.
bad. 21 points in 18 minutes, for YU and giving up 42. I mean, it really was. It was one of the worst halves of basketball they've played since they were up 8-2 and maybe even 10-2. Which is
to be fair, though, if Elliott had put in the end of the bench in a lot of games this season for the last 10 minutes,
listen, we can go on the total playing time for Max and Gav are 7 minutes, so not a huge 7 of the 20 minutes. I get it. And again, playing them together, obviously not.
Yeah, we've seen Gav in first half for some energy boost. Again, not even counting the game when he started.
Not when the game is close. Very, very rare.
I guess, yeah.
Listen, we've cut it to a 4-point.
A
4-point game. We cut it to a 4-point game here. The Macs are inbounding, so a 9-point run. Start the half.
In the blink of an eye.
So it's good to see. A D looks right. Does that look like a D's in the game? 8-time with a 3 and
one.
That was
and
beautiful.
one. They called the foul. And so
by the way,
basically after all of this free throw would tie the game.
DJ need to identify now. He's got the long sleeves on. If you see that, he's going sleeves.
Oh. I think this comeback will work out better
as I walk the birthday boy out.
Ariel, did you hear halftime with Jack?
Hey, what did you say?
Did you hear the halftime show with Jack?
I did, yeah. No, Jack, he's right. Everything he's saying is spot on. And the body language, it looked like, even from my view, I could see that they weren't into it so much. We've seen a lot of this.
Yeah, agreed, Ariel. But it's let's talk. The players, terrible body language. The coach, terrible body language. It's not just the players, and it's not fair to just blame the players like we discussed at halftime.
I don't know if they're tired. Like, it's been a while. I know they've had a lot of games. That could definitely be a factor. But still, it's been rough, especially out of the gate. They just haven't been we saw it in the Mount St. Mary game, the first game of the second half of this season. Like they really came out blazing. But since then, it's kind of been very stale.
Yeah, it's been spurts. That's the story of the season to an extent. There have been times where they look utterly dominant, but they've never been able to put it together for even one 40-minute game. It's rare that they've even put it together for 20 minutes or 40 minutes in most games. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna win big in the end in this game, but.
All right, what do we got? Are they gonna start pushing it?
I think it's a 51-50.
51-50 Westbury.
Let's
That looked
Adi
like.
beat him to this.
Oh,
That's a block.
Ooh.
I think Adi beat him.
That is a block call. Again, he didn't get in front of him. It was kind of from the side, but interesting call.
Remember, as Matt Snyder showed us on Twitter, doesn't necessarily need a. It's more about like
right. You don't have to be in this sort of like perfect guarding position, but you typically have to beat your man to the spot, which it looked like he did.
He did beat it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It looked like he beat him to the spot. The question is was that the spot? 3 from the corner again. 3 from the side. Sorry again. We're seeing that 3. And that's Carter again.
At
that's
least they had a contest within a couple of feet on that.
That's right. Right. They were on him. Again, shooters will shoot. That's his 4th 3 of the game, I believe. 4th made 3. Sorry. Ryan, and he gets a foul.
Stole offensive rebound from Jordan. I mean, from Matan.
Old Westbury's a good 3-point shooting team. If they're good at anything, that's something they're really good at. So it shouldn't be so surprising that they're shooting better than they usually do, but you kind of wish they would, like, this is what they would hold in on. And 3-point defense, we saw it in Farmingdale, they weren't playing so well. Here we're kind of seeing it again. So hopefully this last few minutes we'll be able to figure that out.
Yeah. But I mean, what they're doing in this half is what they should look like against a team like Old Westbury. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Right. So 4 from 42, 29. So if Ryan's this free throw, we're going to be a 23-12, right? Like, that's what it should look like for the first 8.5 minutes,
Absolutely.
right? That's exactly sure what you're talking about.
And when that happens, and when they get locked in, I mean, then that's when you get to rest your starters and have them fresh for a game like St. Joseph's, which is coming up. And we have
nice block, nice run. Oh, cross-court pass from a D on the run, like a one-hand fling with 2 defenders on Ryan. It wasn't like this was a break. I don't know about that pass. I feel like that's where you hold and wait for your team to come down. I don't think it was a clear advantage there. Or, again, if you're a D and you're being decisive, pull up for that 3. You're wide open. Again, I want to see him make more decisive plays.
Yeah, I think for him, for a D, it looks like just like a confidence issue. Like in the beginning, he was much more. It seemed more confident, more decisive. I think last year, even he started a couple of games. I think he did.
Isn't that an oxymoron? Israelis with the confidence issue.
I don't know, but like he knows he's not the guy, and he's trying to find his place. I feel.
All right, so we got a tie game. I agree with you, but it seems like he was more confident that before getting it. Like it seems like it's regressing.
Yeah,
almost.
It's like a spiral.
Yeah. And it's affecting him on the defensive side too. Remember, I think it was 2 games ago, not last game, where he had 8 minutes, 4 fouls. Right, so it's the important thing when he's in the game. He needs to just focus on D. Right, if he focuses on D, he's doing his job, and then just not turn the ball over. Almost steal by Halpert. Let's see.
I like
drive. That is a bad pass. Other way. There we go. I was actually interested to see what Gabe came out like after 39 minutes in the in the last game. That's a lot of minutes, more than we've seen him play all season. So he looks pretty good. He looks pretty spry.
I think they've gotten Ryan a little, which is a good thing.
A D to Halpert to Ryan. Have we not seen Jordan yet this
Fullback.
half,
Yeah,
right?
I like that. Ooh.
Deep three.
Gabe, good
Oh,
play.
nice steal by Gabe. Gets blocked on the way up or poked away. Jordan hasn't been in yet this half, right? If we're watching him,
I don't think I've seen.
I don't think I've seen. I don't think there was a Jordan sighting yet. And
Good
definitely
close-up by
haven't
Eitan.
seen. Have you?
Well, we need the
Is
offense.
Ethan on the court? Have we seen
That's
Ethan
rare.
on the?
That was a
has
good
Ethan
close-up
been
by
on the court?
Eitan.
Oh,
I don't think we've
that
seen
was
anything.
disgusting. That was,
beautiful
that
move
was good.
and
That
the
was
foul.
too
That
good.
was gorgeous. I really would like a Max Live slow motion replay bubble popping up right
That's
now.
just cruel.
It's not going to happen, but
I'm actually watching the I have the YouTube on a separate screen, so I'm able to like see like 5 seconds delayed. So
Yeah, me too. Me too.
yeah, if you want to appreciate it, and it looks a little bit better on the feed too, right? So it's a little bit clearer. It was just a sick, dirty move, but by the way, that's a classic Ryan footwork.
I haven't seen him do the drop, then the spin out, then the drop back in. That I haven't seen. That was nice. I mean, every one of his moves like that is nice, but that one was particularly.
Speaking of Ryan, do
Yeah.
you know why there wasn't like a ceremony type of thing for him? You would think it'd be a bigger deal, man. I know it was on social.
Yeah,
but
they
I
did.
thought,
They
like,
did tonight for the 1,300 for some other
Letters,
kids.
letters, not numbers. Moshe. Remember the team.
yeah, but like back in
I
the
love
day,
that.
Yucky.
Was that you, Moshe? Who made that hilarious joke? I enjoyed that on
So
Twitter
Ariel
with the
did
audit.
something, and then
Whoever did the audit, I thought that was a fantastic.
that was
joke.
Ariel.
Ariel,
Thank
great
you.
job there. I like
Moshe
that.
inspired
That
me
was
with,
well placed.
Moshe inspired me with the humor. I gotta try to get the humor down for
So I did a takeoff of that. I said it was they were trying to play lotto, and the cashier wouldn't give them because we don't.
Letters,
letters not numbers.
I enjoy that. You figure that everywhere else. So it's
Well, we
Gabe
got a
on the
couple
line,
people.
going back.
I must be very good at Wordle, I think.
There you go. That's a
Letters.
good one.
Listen, they're having trouble putting a few letters together. Maybe that
Right,
little letters
yeah.
out of place. We got to put the same letters together. Get back to 50. It was great. It was when I was in the stands on Saturday night. Somebody, I guess, sort of some of the more casual fans or that come with the kids for the opportunity, which is great to see. By the way, I have nothing against casual fans. I think it's fantastic, especially families coming to the games. They leaned over and they asked me, "What's the YU streak at?" And I was like,
Did you guys just see that?
it's like it's not always a streak. It's I guess there is a streak, but
It was a three-game streak, I think. We had some.
3 or 4.
Ryan
I think,
just had a nice
had
move.
going.
Ryan's really taking over here.
We had I mentioned to you guys in the chat. I've had a few friends who were, some of them. I'm not going to name them by name, but I have a few friends who were fans, and they really jumped off the bandwagon after Farmingdale.
Listen, it's Fort Wayne or bust. This is what this is what it's always been. You got to win the tournament to get there, so that hasn't changed.
Yeah. We don't need bandwagon fans.
Well, sure, as we were talking about earlier, it's like a Chabad van, so like we can fit a lot of people. There's a lot of room.
We got room. People who jumped off and get others to come back on. So
You got that
Exactly.
old school 15 passenger van.
mitzvah tank, baby.
On the way to Fort Wayne, there may be some sort of like Egla Rufa or other situation going on. We got to figure it out. The wagons, as we circle the wagons, we'll see what happens.
You can always use the Enterprise Chabad code to rent it, so you can always get more cars.
You guys need to fly in on Eagle King. Or
1877. Is that our sponsor for the?
Maybe, yeah.
yeah, we want to donate cars for Lakewood kids.
It's I think it's Kiryas Yoel, but still it's
Oh, it's Lakewood.
It's Lakewood. Oh, it is.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, 3-pointer, another 3. Actually,
So
I think
funny.
maybe
I
the
read
first
this
or second
article
one
that
last.
people from Minnesota were like questioning like why on earth they
Upset that
were donating.
there've been a lot of conversations around that. What I really enjoy so far is that on K Rock, or what used to be counted, probably still K Rock on 92.3 here in New York. There's a DJ now that comes on in the afternoon, and his shtick is, one of the things he does is if Cars for Kids is coming on in the next break, he lets you know so you can mentally prepare for hearing the song. Like it's like just want to let you know in this break, Cards for Kids is coming. Get ready. So it's wonderful. I find it great.
Anyway,
Shout
we
out
see
to
a
Brady.
D out there now for OFEC. I'm not sure if that's a defense versus offense type of thing. And again,
Or regular rotation. I'm a little bit. I mean, I'm going to throw this out there, guys. I don't remember seeing him. I'm worried about Ethan's leg. I have not seen him or the orange shoes this half.
was there a collision or anything in the first half? Did we see anything?
He played. He played. I mean, he had a 3, and he played all right. Not such a great D, but I mean, not him. The whole team. I don't recall any sort of things jumping out. I don't recall any collisions, but there've been a couple times where a max player has not come out in the second half after coming. D pokes it to Gabe.
We've really improved defensively at least. This half.
But it feels like, and credit to Jack, right? It's an intensity thing, right? It's all effort. It feels like it's mostly effort in terms of being able to do it or not. It's not a scheme. It's not anything else but the intensity that they need to be going at.
Well, speaking of OFEC, he's back in, and Matan got him with Eitan here.
Is that Gabe holding his arm? Is he all right? He seems gassed. He's going to the bench.
It seems like every game there's like a Gabe almost injury. Like it's almost like Blia and I don't want to.
When you get to that wise, ripe old age.
Remember that elbow? Like you heard it. Like it sounded like.
Yes, that was early in the game.
I thought
early. I remember that was very early.
First game. It was the first game.
First game. Early play. It was like.
But I don't want it to have to come down to 2 or 3 points here. I mean,
I don't think it is. The trend is heading towards a 15-point victory.
I'll take that.
We're up 4. It's a fair amount of time left.
Right, which means we've outscored them by 17 in 13 minutes.
What's the situation right now in the foul situation? Anything to be worried around?
Brian has 3. Something to keep an eye on.
Anyone in the bonus? I mean, they really did. They only had combined 9 in the first half. So, but I've seen a lot more guys go to the line in this half. So wondering if they're already in the bonus. I can't see that. I can't tell that from the scoreboard.
I mean, I did got one before.
They have 9 and we have 6.
So we're already in the double bonus this half.
If I'm reading that correctly, yeah.
So maybe this is a 1-on-1 opportunity. I'm telling you, it's 7.5 left. I expect a team that's been hanging around to keep hanging around. YU has not, been closing teams out too well. So we got Old Westbury on the line, shooting 2. First is good, right? If he hits this, it's a 2-point game, 61-59.
Yeah.
So 61-59, we got 7:26 left again. This is not where you want to find yourself, but definitely a more than winnable game.
Also,
and we're in the double bonus, right? So every foul here in is 2 shots. I'd like to see less. A D throwing it too hard for Gabe. I think he was trying to hit the cutter going down the middle.
No, he should have thrown it over the top. That was a good pass.
Either over the top or, by the way, dribble bounce pass. Dribble in. Get yourself a better angle. Huge! Is that Carter? Is that my man?
Yeah, that's your man Carter.
Is that my man Nigel out there? He's shooting. He's 5 for 10, but 5 for 5 from 3.
If you look on the bench, Ethan has a shirt on top of his jersey, so I don't think he's coming back in the game.
3 guys. So we got 4 guys in double figures. And Ryan, I have no idea how he does it. He's up to 22 points, 20 points so far, I believe, in this half.
See that.
But Westbury has 3 guys that are flirting with 20 right now, so they're getting some great individual performances here.
Yeah, you gotta give credit to them. I mean, came in and they came to play.
It just feels like we're saying it's like a broken record. Like every time we lose a game, it's like they were prepared. I'm not knocking it.
I don't buy that. I don't buy the we have a target on our backs, team play better. I haven't seen any.
That's all the time. I mean, that's not like it's Yeah.
I'm saying I don't buy that
gonna get
overall
their
in
best
sports.
game.
That the best teams play their best games against the best team. I don't buy that. I haven't seen it.
No, I mean they may have a want to. If they don't have the talent to get it there, it doesn't make a difference. Three from the corner.
Eitan's not hitting the looks he normally hits.
I wonder how many. I think he's missed 4 or 5 tonight.
Yeah, and they've been best
And that might
looks
have
he's
contributed
done
to him driving a little
in a
bit.
while.
Out to Ovek Ryan in the post.
Ooh, hit Gabe.
Gabe wide open.
Boom.
No hesitation.
There we go.
That was nice.
Boom. So YU goes
And
back
again,
up by
that's-
2, 64-62.
As
And
I
we're
think
down to
all
5
four
and
of
a
us
half.
know, guys, if we've been watching for years, like those are shots Gabe hit earlier in his career.
I think. I mean,
When he doesn't
to be,
hesitate, that's a very good look.
to be honest, I think again, the best you can hope for from him or any player, right? Open, not open, but him specifically, because I don't. It's not like a rhythm jump shooter. It's a set shot, and he's good at it. He should be hitting those. 50% would be amazing, right? If he's hitting those 45%, it's still great. So, we're seeing him. I think he's shooting a little bit under the 40% clip.
But
Just a little bit,
second half,
maybe a little
I think
bit over.
he's over 40.
No, in the for the season. I think in the overall season.
Right, but I'm saying
he's around that 40%.
recent trend has been.
Yeah, so that's great. So
yeah.
again, if he can do that, that's great. Get that out of them.
Especially if teams are going to pull Farmingdale and play off him.
That's the point. You have to make some of these shots are about shooting the open shots, and the other one you have to make the defense make changes. You can't just let them pack it in.
Last 5 games, Gabe is shooting 43% from 3
Elliott is pissed.
on a lot of attempts.
So he's got a 2-point lead. Clock is winding down to about 4:30. We're getting into that crunch time. I mean, listen, a 2-point game within 2 minutes, and it's anybody's game at that point, right? You're not pushing the lead. You're playing to win at that point, and potentially changing your offensive style.
Oh,
a nice split,
let's
great block. They're calling a foul. A foul on Ryan.
It was all ball.
It looked like Gabe blocked. I don't think he blocked it. I think Gabe blocked it on the. Gabe blocked that cleanly. I'm going to go to the other view and see if we see anything differently.
I think they called it on Gabe.
He wasn't. There's been a couple calls against us, just back to back almost.
They can't let them get. They can't let these
he called it on Ryan. I think they called it on Ryan.
No.
He has 4.
The play-by-play has it on Gabe.
And how many does he have?
If it was called on Ryan, that's 4th. Which is...
It looks like it's not called on Ryan. So Ryan's still with 3. That's just Gabe's first if it was him, but still, that looked like a very clean block.
I didn't love that shot.
Why are there 3 guys? Yeah. Okay. Good look. No. Yeah. Eitan's off this game. That's for sure.
But he should be taking it more to the hole. I mean,
Eitan's a good enough shooter that those looks he should be taking. He's a 50% shooter for his career.
Nice steal. We got Ryan on a break.
Yeah. There you go. That's
right
money.
to the hole.
Nice.
And 1.
Layup. Good.
Get back. Yeah, don't celebrate those.
Yeah, watch the 3 from the corner here. Again, we're under.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was coming, but again, they've been shooting a lot of 3s in the corner and the sides, off penetration. But again, I got to go back and see when we have a time. Maybe there'll be a timeout coming up soon. Probably not from YU because we don't believe in those. But we, to be able to look at the second half shooting, right? We were, I think, 7 or 8 threes in the first half. It definitely, as we saw even with Illinois Wesleyan, there's been a lot of regression to the mean. Game wide open.
Boom.
There we go.
Wow, big hit. Big hitter, back to back.
Massive shot. Massive shot. 2
open 3s. But you know what's interesting? Because I go back to the game the other night. I would love to see them start to cut in. Like if Gabe cuts off of that, he's got to lay up, right? And I would love to see that towards the last play where when Ryan has the ball, everybody floats to the outside. Nobody is cutting off the back. I would love to see a little bit more of that back cut action, or even cutting through the middle.
Right. You need to have one, at least one doing one, and
somebody doing something, right?
Yeah.
Because then you're basically leaving them alone or counting on that 3. But wow, big shots. I mean, Ryan, we know, has got himself up to 24 this half. By the way, don't look now. But if the game ends right here, YU is 69. Happy birthday to my dad! His 69th birthday. You know, we could just get missed shots, but I don't think it'll end here.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
But what if
we
we
got 3 minutes left? It's a lot of
exactly? Look at the shoot. So Ryan has 24. Let's reset. Gabe has 16 after hitting back-to-back threes. Gabe is actually 3 for 3 tonight on 3, which helps make helps make up for the fact that Ryan and Eitan are combined 4 for 13 from 3-point. So again,
Gabe is 6 for 10 in the
under
last
their
2
percentage.
games.
So yeah, you know, a lot of. I mean, like Farmingdale was basically daring him to shoot, right? Like that was the defense.
It's very noticeable the difference when he hesitates before shooting it, like he looked, and when he takes it confidently, like as he gets the ball in rhythm.
Also, it's interesting, right? You saw the way. I mean, it's funny because he's not spawning up on the line. He actually seems like he catches it 2 feet back and takes that step up, and that's how he likes to shoot it. I'm thinking back to the shot before the last shot at Farmingdale. I don't think he stepped up. He shot it on the wing of 3. I don't think he stepped in. I think he was still 2 feet behind the line. Yeah. And it was short. So just interesting to see sort of how he likes to catch and shoot that ball. Whereas other guys like Halpert will stick right on the line. But
so Eitan just got called for that.
They call a late foul. Did they wait to see what happened there? Because that was a
and I don't think that was a foul on Eitan to begin with. I thought Eitan was a great position.
I thought he stood his ground.
See, we'll watch it on what we call our replay.
He's not calling a foul because of the foul. He's calling it depending on what happens.
Oh, that is so. Watching it on replay, watching it on the replay, which is just the later broadcast. That was it was the correct call in my opinion. Eitan played great D on the drive and whatever it was, but on this he actually came up really hard into the drive and made contact before the release. So at least it looked to me as a foul. But he was playing again. If he's playing on ball, I've said this all the way. Like he can play on ball defense. I don't think he play on defense like Ethan. I don't think he plays on ball defense like Ryan. But he can play some good on ball defense. We've seen him block guys on the on ball defense, steal. He just likes to slough on both sides of the court usually. So would love to see it. If he starts doing that, it really is a different team on defense. I hate that it took a whole half to get here.
They are hitting the foul shots down the stretch, by the way.
They're a good foul shooting team. I think they're the top in the conference.
And where are we in the conference? Not the top.
Right in the middle. Somewhere in the middle.
Not the top.
We are not good. Yeah.
I saw when we played.
10%.
Fun fact from the last time we played these guys.
Wow.
Ryan with a miss.
Great save.
A short miss. Fun fact from the last time we played them. 3. Oh, where is everybody? Oh my God.
What just happened?
Where did they go? Where did the defense go? They ran back the other way.
It's too close to feel confident.
Oh gosh.
There's not too much to say on that.
This is crazy. 69 apiece. It is like for my father's birthday. That's why. It is 69-69. Why are you still going to try to take it?
Great take by
Nice
Eitan.
take.
He cut you off mid-sentence.
I love it. 71-69 is beautiful.
Yeah, well, Eitan did what I asked.
We'll take. Did you text him? How did you get the message?
Mental telepathy.
Jack on the sidelines.
As I mean, like, how are we feeling for Skyline playoffs?
Oh, man.
All right, a nice stop and a rebound. See, here's where I'd like to see the Max take a timeout and reset. Again, under 2 minutes, up 2, get a play. Again, a basket here basically wins the game.
Elliott channels his directives through his mind for them. Doesn't need a call timeout.
It's all good. The hive mind. The hive mind is working.
That was a wild.
That was a long distance. That was a long distance to cover from when the dribble was picked up, but
Yeah.
they'll take it. 73-69. Again, a bucket there. Now with 35 seconds left. Pull up three is no good. Rebound. We're going to get into the fouling right here. Get it to Ryan, please.
By the way,
Nathan, you meant we're going to hold them to 69 for your foul.
That's what I meant. That's exactly what I meant.
Hint of NJCU. I'm a little worried about the line over here.
But 27 points in the second half, right? That's the kind of defense that we need to see, right? That's what we helped do after a 42-point first half. Let's as I have the time right now, I'm going to take a look at the. I'm going to take a look at the team stats half to half. Westbury 7 for 12 in the first half from 3-point land, 58% in the second half. Not bad, actually. Better than I thought. 5 for 13. Again, 38%, 39%, which is probably around their average. But overall, 48%, 12 for. We gave up 12 threes. Pretty big for these guys.
Yeah.
75-69.
It's nice to get the win, but this game does not do anything to allay any.
It does not leave a beautiful taste in your mouth. That's the game. It's over. There's a hold the ball, not shooting it.
You know, I had a point I wanted to make about St. Joe's upcoming. We have to stay safe. Like, we need a confidence. This was not a confidence booster game.
By the way,
I have less confidence.
This just reminds me of, I don't know if anybody was watching, there was some actually great Division I college basketball yesterday with Purdue and Illinois State. Illinois and Purdue. But there was Auburn, the number 1 seed, got defeated by Arkansas. And to the end of the game, and they didn't even talk about this on the announcement, but basically at the end of the game, they stole the ball, they set down. Instead of holding it, the guy almost went to put the ball in the basket. And Auburn's point guard took significant issue with that. And almost tried to find him and fight him as the crowd was storming the court. So it was trying to find him through hundreds of bodies. It's a great end of game clip, but he got pissed because he took a dunk when they were already winning with no time left on the clock, which is the unwritten rule of things that you don't do. But we did not see that.
You knock up a number 1 seed.
That's what I said when you knock up. I always say you ask coaches about these things, and coaches for the most part are like, listen, I think that's changed from the old days where it's if you can run up the score on us, right? Run up the score on us. People can come back. So we got 75-69. Again, thank you, Old Westbury, for the birthday wishes and sort of being part of that celebration here. Let's go over a couple of the stats that we saw. Anything jump off the page? In terms of why you obviously a 6-point game, right? A tale of two halves. Why you shooting 38% from the field, 33% from three in the first half. They turn it around. Not a whole lot of volume of 3-pointers, but they shoot 57% from the field and 50% from three, and they play some actual defense, right? So that's, if we're doing some quick math, it's a 46-27 win in the second half. So again, I keep asking why. Why are we seeing this? Why are we seeing such a half disparity? And don't tell me it's because Leibowitz and Landau played. All right, that's not what
we had 18 turnovers.
But that's in line with our season. It's a little high.
How many of those did Ryan have? Because it looked like he was turning the ball over.
Six, I think. Yeah, which is really high for him.
It's very high for him. So that's what I'm saying. That's uncharacteristic from him. Gabe, even with 4 turnovers, still had more assists than turnovers.
It was mentioned to me that we didn't see Jordan the entire second half.
No, we didn't see Jordan the entire second half. We didn't see Ethan the entire second half. Ethan may be from an injury standpoint. We did not see. We saw D for a bunch of minutes in the second half, but we did not see any of the guys that sort of found their way in there. Batesh, Landau, Leibowitz in the second half either.
Gabe had a big game.
That sticks out for me. We average on the season 4.5 blocks a game. We only got 1 in this one.
Well, I mean, again, when you don't play Jordan, that's going to be.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
That's going to be some of it. I mean, the guy got 9 minutes when he averages, I believe, around 18, so about half his minutes. Listen, outside of the 5 starters, a D was the only one to play more than double digit minutes, 11 minutes. We're at double digit minutes, so not a whole lot of a lot of riding the starters. With Gabe leading the way with 36 minutes, Halpern 35, Ryan with 34. So a lot of minutes being played. It's good to see. I mean, look at I'm always surprised and impressed, right? You look at the numbers. He definitely didn't have a handprint on the game in any way, shape, or form. But Ofek played probably more minutes than he's played in a while at 31 minutes. That's really good to see. And back to shooting, his percentage, basically 5 for 9, shooting 56%, scoring in his double digits, and basically playing some good all around ball.
Can't do this against better teams and expect to pull
Yes.
it out.
Can't even do the Saturday night, right? I mean, like Saturday night would be.
St. Joe's Long Island. They lost tonight against Farmingdale, but they won 7 or 8 straight before tonight. And they have a lot of young guys. They're improving since the beginning of the year, since we've seen them already. So it's not a game we could just, if we play like this again in the first half, we could easily lose again.
And it's funny, why do we struggle in Saturday night games? You would think you'd be more rested. You can have a nice nap. You go into
Saturday night games is always the chilling effect here. You got to be you got to be a little careful here. Although I'm not sure if these guys how much these guys are partaking, but yeah, it's a little bit of that. No, whoa! They're gonna have a big upset. Let's get to the out of town scoreboard a little bit. It looks like we're gonna have a big upset out in Platteville. Platteville at home, actually reeling from sort of the Austrian. Again, that division and that, it's just unreal, that conference in terms of the guys playing each other. But right now we got 24 seconds left in that game with UW Whitewater up by 6, 75-69. But the big difference there is at home in Platteville. Oshkosh on the road is taking care of Stevens Point. So Oshkosh, to me, Oshkosh is the best team in the country. I don't know. We'll get to talk about this at some point as we keep going, and maybe we'll have some stuff. I'm really excited to see.
Not Randolph.
You know what? I think it's fantastic. I just think with the schedule they play and just watching a number of their games, I don't know. I just really like the way Oshkosh plays, and they've beat Platteville twice, right? Which is a really tough team. But it's just interesting as
they beat them badly,
right? Really badly.
Dominated those games.
In the same way Marietta has beaten now Mount Union.
Marietta's been really
home up by 20. So Marietta might be one of the best. They have 3 legit scorers on that team.
They can shoot the heck out of the 3-pointer. Marietta.
And they're playing defense. They shut
Ellis, Willoughby, they got some good players. I mean, that's the fun of this. You start getting into it and you start with YU and then you move and you just see the type of ball that's being played. So we could have 2 finals at 75-69, which is always fun. It's all about the birthday.
What's more striking, our comeback or the fact that we were kind of down that much to begin with?
I
think we're all agreeing on the latter, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen them do this. Comeback or no comeback, we've seen them play a 46-27 second half, right? We've seen them play against these teams. I mean, this is a team they beat 105-77. I mean, they dropped 105 points on this team. So to come back to shoot, I mean, listen, when you take both halves together, you're not really, it's not a bad shooting night, in totality. Shooting 40% from 3, although typically they shoot more than 20 shots from 3, around there a little bit more. Shooting 47% from the field. It's not a horrible shooting night, but they it was not their best. It was not pretty. 72% from the free throw line. So overall, their shooting is actually above probably sort of where we'd expect it to be, or an average. A lot of turnovers, a little bit more than their average. I'm not sure what else sort of jumps out.
8 assists. I just realized that. That's way below their average.
Only where they have 15 assists.
Oh, yeah, that's second half.
Yeah, 15 assists for the game.
Having less than 1 assist to turnover is rare.
Well, 15 assists for just the assist to 27 made baskets, right? So, usually you're seeing a little bit more on those made baskets. That's about 1 for every 2 baskets. Again, not a whole lot to dissect here. It felt like, they didn't put up the points that they put up last time, more because they just didn't get the possessions that they got off of Westbury misses.
Yeah.
Even depth and bench wise. I mean, some of the other guys in Max and Goff was good
You know,
and well, but
yeah, I agree. I agree with you, and I wonder what you guys think. Not to turn this, Moshe specifically, not to turn this into a post game show at all, or too much of it. But you're coming into your right. You're now 19-2. You played 21 games, and it feels even more so that the rotation isn't set. Am I like? Is that just me seeing like? I don't think this is experimentation. I think we know who four. I think we know who four starters are, and then we have no idea what the rotation is and how it should play out after the game. Or do you think the plan is see what happens and see who's got it going that night? Like, what are you guys seeing? I just see some like just still not knowing.
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
I think we see just like other years. Go ahead, Shu.
I mean, but yeah, to be fair, 2019-20, they had Barlouf as the starter and playing a majority of the minutes until the until they're down 13-3 in the Skyline Conference Championship against Purchase, and then Eitan became the starter. So this happens. I mean, especially you have a dominant. It's a very top heavy roster, right? So it's very clear the rotation at the top, and then there's kind of like you figure it out at the bottom. I think this year we've had a lot of mixed signals from a lot of players. So it has like there are times Jordan looks like an all-world rim protector, and there are times where he just looks like he can't play.
I think as Ari as our good friend Ari Lamb would say, this is the Matan Zucker fan club, masquerading as a Max Team fan club, but I mean from my point of view, put last game in together, I don't know that anything changed in terms of what I know of a player from Matan and what I know about Jordan. That said, that Jordan
with only 6 rebounds and
had a couple. I mean, there were a couple plays he kept alive. We saw that happening again. Matan has been incredibly consistent. My point being not as a knock on any player. It's not about who's better or whatever it is. I haven't seen anything different this entire season. If the philosophy at the start was Jordan's going to start and Matan's going to give us energy off the bench and do his thing, right? I haven't seen anything different that would tell me why Matan is starting now, right? I don't know if that's going to continue through. No, I mean, Matan has played incredibly effective and incredibly well. But I think Jordan has played his role. He can play much better. There are certain games where he's, like you said, a better rim protector. But like I'm not sure I go in and say, okay, let me reassess 20 games and the decisions that I'm going to make are Matan's going to start this game. Batesh is going to. I still don't understand why people see minutes in the first half and don't in the second half unless there's foul trouble. I mean, if you're trying to see what guys can do in game action, so get them game action and get them consistent game action.
Oh, that I agree.
I just feel like it was a little. To use a bad term here because incredibly respectful of mental health, but bipolar in the decisions of sort of what is, I just sometimes look at this and say, what's the thinking going in? What was the goal going in? Is it a test? Is it an experiment? See what happens when Matan starts, or is this going to be the lineup going forward? And does that impact how Matan plays?
I was super surprised.
Can I differentiate for a second between I think the Matan starting, I think that's clearly not just an experiment. I think he's been a big spark off the bench, but there have been specific games, and the biggest one was the last game against Farmingdale where Jordan in I think 14 minutes was a negative 17, and Matan was a plus 12 in 24 minutes. The disparity in their output and the way the team looked with the two of them was massive, and we haven't seen that discrepancy in a lot of other games. And so Matan was a starter last year. Jordan he seemed to have gotten better over the season, but then he just kind of like has fallen apart recently. So I think Matan played his way into the starting lineup and deserves it. But on the other end, he
started 2 years ago, right? I mean, he's not. He was our last year.
Right, I think
the 7 games or whatever it was. It wasn't
a 230-pound guy. We felt like we want this guy for when we play the bigger teams, and it's become somewhat clear over the season that he's not. It's not necessarily the answer.
Listen, he's not. He doesn't play aggressive, right? He's not an aggressive 6'8" guy. The most aggressive thing about him is the man bun, which I love. But it's not. He's not a he's not going to give you. He's not an energy guy, but I do think he has found his role a little bit. Ariel, have you seen anything different? Like in my mind, Matan was the better player after 5 games. He's the better player after 10 games. He's the better player after 15 games. He's the better player after 20 games. But after 20 games, you say, I'm going to start him. Like, Ariel, what do you like? Did you see something different that said he earned it and this thing happened, or Jordan had a serious faux pas? I know you're sort of quoting the efficiency stats from one game, but is that how you saw it, Ariel?
I always thought like they put in Jordan to start because of the tip off. I thought that was like something they did. He was really good in the beginning of the year. And like, as like a little thing I noticed, like we haven't been winning the tip offs in the last 2 games. So maybe that's it. I don't know.
It's like the hockey face off. It's like the hockey face off just gets him. But
like, yeah, I don't know that like maybe like he almost felt like he also had like this imposing presence to start. I don't know what it was that they always originally started him. I always thought Matan was better. I agree. I think Jordan's a great player. He has had some games where like we lose track of how many blocks and he's getting, and he's just dominating sometimes and swatting balls left and right. But yeah, I think Matan. I kind of like Matan off the bench. Also, I think it gives that energy aspect to it. But yeah, I agree. But Matan's definitely been playing really amazing, and there's a reason why we love him so much.
Again, got some great
I do
comments.
think Matan's been more of a liability defensively than you guys are assuming, and it doesn't stick out in the stats. But I
completely agree. I mean, I completely agree with that. I think we got some comments here on the chat, just in terms of actually some of what we were saying around sort of Zucker. I agree with one of the comments here by JK. Thank you for this. In terms of, I do believe Armstrong catches the ball in better positions in the offense, ready to score. He hasn't converted those layups. We had a couple of them last game where, again, gave beautiful passes over the top, and he just didn't put them in. So he is a little bit better on the offense, and when he's playing a little bit more aggressive, he's making the defense. But no,
right.
Listen, Matan was the better player to start. Like I don't know that
I'm
was
going to
ever
completely disagree with this. I think Jordan is a much stronger defensive player, and Matan's a much stronger offensive player, especially when you factor in his offensive rebounding.
Offensive rebounding. I don't think I agree.
No,
with
but even independent of the
offensive
rebounding, I think Matan's a better offensive player, and Jordan's a better defensive player.
Jordan's
there's any stats I see that says Matan's a better defensive player, and the eye test doesn't either say that.
He's the only one that's comfortable right off the bench driving the basket, right? I mean, like, yes, there's a lot of things, maybe last call also, but there's a lot of things I agree with. I'm not trying to jump and say it's an offensive defensive play. I just think I guess what I was saying is, back to the argument, I don't think Jordan did anything to lose his starting spot, and that's what I still don't see. And I don't think you said Matan played his way into it. Again, I've seen the same consistent Matan, every time he's been out there.
It could also be
game.
Sorry, go ahead.
It could be the matchup also. Like Old Westbury, they're a very small team. I think their biggest guy is like 6'3" or something like that. And they're starting. Like, it could just be they didn't think Jordan would be so effective.
I really think it wasn't a one-time matchup.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but I'm just that's probably. I don't think it's not his type to do that. Elliot, it's not Elliot's type.
So Shua is saying, what I'm hearing is that you think this is a lineup change, right? Matan is going to start. This is not a matchup dependent. This is the lineup change. Listen, he played Sanat last game, right, on defense for 20 minutes, right, one-on-one. It's not like we're going to put Jordan in to play the bigger guy. Like Matan can do that, right? So he's not going to block him, right? But he's going to play him tough defense. But you think this is it, right, going forward? And it'd be interesting to me. It's interesting to see, especially if he has another Ofer game from the field.
Let me just give you some Matan numbers of his season average versus the last 5 games. Okay, in season average points per 40, he was averaging 18.7. It's up to 19.5. On an effective field goal percentage of 76.2 in the last 5 games versus 64.7 season overall. Effective field goal percentage is basically field goal percentage, assuming all your shots are 2-point shots. So it translates threes and free throws into that. He's pulling down 21% of offensive rebound opportunities, turning the ball over at the same rate, and he's getting to line on 86% of his shot attempts in his last 5 games. So
outside of the 64 to 76, which is a little bit of a separation, again, I think he's been what he is. I know we've talked about the struggles.
The whole
He's been that
season,
guy
at
all
50%
season long. He's
free throw attempt rate. He's at 85.7 in the last 5 games.
He's been much more aggressive from, and I think that's because, like we've been thinking that somebody's been doing this, right? When you are left alone at the 3-point line and you have 10 feet of space, it doesn't mean if you're Gabe, shoot a 3, that's fine. But you even saw Gabe doing that last game, right? Where he pumped the 3 and drove to the lane. We saw that on some of the last baskets of the game. Matan is relentless and really aggressive in the basket, something that Jordan will never do, right? And again, I don't want him dribbling from the 3-point line either, which is what the benefit of having Matan in there on offense as well, if they play off in that same direction. So no, those stats are great to back up the choice. To me, it's just, again, interesting. What does it do to chemistry? What does it do to Jordan? Like, does it make Jordan a less effective player? And now you've, in essence, shortened the rotation, because we saw a very ineffective Jordan tonight.
It could just be also like Elliott's realizing rebounding is a major issue. We got out-rebounded by Farmingdale. He's like, okay, Matan's
not a good defensive rebounder. He's a good offensive rebounder.
Great offensive rebounder, but yeah, same issues on defense.
Right. But maybe he's just like, he gives that physical presence, he gives that energy, just having that more, that might be something as well.
But I do forgive him, meaning like, and maybe this is just me being jealous of height. But I get angry when I look at the box score and I see basically Jordan with 9 minutes and no boards, right? And typically you'll see him with 18 minutes and 3 boards. And that's like, if
Matan, if you're like a Lopez and boxing,
right. Exactly right, and everyone else is getting that board. But like, you got Gabe with 9, Ryan with 8, Ofek and Eitan are finding ways to get 5. I mean, come on. Yes, Jordan played in the first half where they were shooting much better, and therefore maybe there weren't as many opportunities. But that's what I think. He's not a go grab the ball guy, follow it wherever it is, and get that rebound, secure that rebound. Like he hasn't been that all season. Matan seems like he's relentless on offense for that, and he's been that all season. But I agree with you, Shua. He does not do the same thing when it comes to defense in the same way. But again, I'd rather see them team rebounds anyways, and everybody box out, which you, by the way, saw a little bit more commitment to both on-ball defense and staying in and boxing out from Eitan that we've probably seen in most games this season. So that was nice to see,
especially in the second half.
So all that said, a really solid game, and we had some comments in that have echoed some. I saw Lenny Plotkin wrote about asking what Coach Steinmetz sees in a D. We've been talking about for a long time. I think what he sees in him is what he can actually do, which is play lockdown D if he actually plays it and doesn't play it at 50 feet out or at bad points in time. But if he plays it smart, he can really be a lockdown defender, and that is a luxury to have. I wouldn't put him on small guards that are getting to the paint. He's not that kind of lockdown defender, but he can stop a shooter. And that's really what he sees in him. I think you're seeing the minutes impact exactly how he's performing, right? So you may see that in him, but that window may be closing a little bit.
Yeah. So just to give like one example of something that would possibly be an effect of a D that doesn't show up in the box score. When he's been on the court this season, YU's given up an average of 79.2 points per 100 possessions. When he sits to give up an average of 85.5 points per 100 possessions, which is the difference between the 99th percentile defense and the 75th percentile defense. So he is a good defensive player. But he's not a good offensive player. I'll give you the same numbers for offense. When he's on, they average 113 points per 100 possessions. When he's off, they average 122.5 points per 100 possessions. So he's actually more of a negative on offense than he's a positive on defense.
Well, right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what, by the way, we're seeing that much more. I don't know if you have that same breakdown in terms of the last X games, but we're actually to the eye, it seems like we're seeing that more in the last 10 games. He's being more indecisive, throwing the ball over at a higher clip than he has been in the past. But basically, you're saying he's a net negative.
No, so you want me to give you the stats for the last 5 games for his on-off?
Yeah.
On offense, they go from when he's on 104 points per 100 possessions to 127.3 when he's off. And on defense, they go from 69.7 points per 100 possessions when he's on to 87.2 when he's off.
All right, so he's a net -6, and there's no reason. There's no reason.
Both offensively.
It's a massive discrepancy, but there's no reason. There's no reason he should be having that much effect on the offense, given his role in the offense.
Yeah, even if he's not touching the ball, if he don't let him touch the ball as much. Maybe not let him, but he shouldn't be touching his ball as much. Setting screens, like doing those little things, where he doesn't have the opportunity to make the turnovers as much as he's been doing. But yeah, it's especially he can't really shoot from outside. He probably barely taken any layups even all year. So it's hopefully he can figure it out. We want him to use the time before the playoffs to get if there's something there. There's obviously something there. So hopefully we'll get.
What do you think? I mean, again, this is totally in terms of
by the way, just
craziness because you can avoid it. Go ahead.
He turned in the last 5 games. He's been turning it over on his own possession that he has ended it. 53.8% of the times he ends possessions has been on turnovers. The way you end a possession is a turnover. You hit a shot, you miss a shot that's rebounded. 53.8% is the lowest number in D3.
Guys, I'm getting a message to 2 things. We're having I'm not going to be on per se, but there's a Super Bowl thing, Donnie Katz, coming up. And
that's right, guys. We're gonna do a little bit of the Super Bowl action, and we have special guest
and CMSV
Donnie
and next
Katz.
week CMSV.
Donnie Katz. Yeah, we are going to be doing this we're going to be doing something differently for those there. I think are going to have talented people who can actually call games. We're trying to bring back some of the old Max Live callers, maybe even from the audio days or from the hybrid, audio to video days, and be able to have those guys come and call the game. We did get permission from Mount St. Vincent to be able to do that. So we'll see if we can make that happen and do less of a Manning cast and maybe more of an actual game call, because these guys were fantastic. Loved listening to them years ago, and they'll be fantastic again.
Yeah, it's big though. We got assistant coach, former player Donnie Katz with you guys,
and Rams fan, right? And Rams fan, which is again, that's a little gutsy, just agreeing to come on for a post game when you have a stake in the game. I don't know if I'd be comfortable doing that.
Yeah, that's
as a Lions fan, I'm also a Rams fan in the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna bounce, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.
No worries. We'll start to wrap up. I think just to go back to some of the stats even on defense is, and this is where it goes back to me some significant changes that need to be made. Just to focus on defense is he's averaging a foul every 5 minutes he's in there, right? Like, I mean, if you can't play without fouling, and we saw, as we talked about before, 8 minutes, 4 fouls in a game a couple nights ago. So he's just, if he's going to be the D guy, and he's definitely not the 3 guy, as he's shooting, I think, a 3 for 18 from 3, one of the worst clips on the team. It's just not gonna, that's not where it's gonna net out. So he's got to, if you commit to the defense, then play the defense, and then also I'd like to see him play. Interested in the take, but I'd like to actually see him play more of an OFEC role on offense, where instead of being a ball handler, actually get him moving off the cut. And if he has a layup, take the layup. If not, dribble it out and recycle.
I don't love the idea of him dribbling.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree with that. Just less opportunity for turnovers. Just let him catch it if he's got a layup. If not,
I've seen him finish layups. I've seen him finish layups pretty well. It's everything else that I get a little, a little off on. Ailey keeps asking. He doesn't read up, but Ailey, appreciate the info last game. But this game, you got to ask Miss Terrell why they were playing at Farmingdale and then get us the scoop. But no, they play at Farmingdale because that's where they're playing this season. They're in the same area and location.
I think they have a gym issue. I think I don't remember, a couple of years ago, before a playoff game, Old Westbury got their game canceled because a flood in the gym or something like that. I think they're doing renovations or something.
Also, to be clear, if I was them and I had just watched the Max lose to Farmingdale, I would have arranged to have the game in Farmingdale also, because I just think that It's funny.
Elliot did say on one of those interviews, he said Farmingdale is the toughest place to play. So
apparently, us playing at the MSAC against Farmingdale is even tougher.
Right, home games are the toughest place to play.
Yeah.
Toughest place to play. So we're going to wrap up. Like we said, we might jump on for some post-game Super Bowl coverage. Again, we do this we love that we have people around watching, jumping in, jumping out. We're extremely happy to providing some sort of value in this, in an incredible season. But honestly, we do this on our own. If not, and so that's probably what we're going to be doing Super Bowl, as everybody's going to be busy, but we'll jump back in here. Please subscribe so that when we do these games, when we do these sort of impromptu, we get some guests to come on, as we'll probably have some guests talking about the regional rankings that are starting to come out every Monday. We'll get some of those guys on to explain sort of the tournament seeding and tournament chances and how it all works. But please subscribe below to the Ball Habatim or Ball Habatim, and make it a stop that you come back to every week. We love this stuff, and we're really excited. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Keep the conversation going. Let's figure out that lineup, and great to hear the comments on the 5 here on the board. Love it. So appreciate it. Keep that going. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Mayor, thank you so much for setting this up. Ariel, good luck charms. So now you're stuck.
That's
it. You're done. You're done. Although maybe it's only second half. I don't know how it's going to work.
Maybe.
But we'll make that happen.
Maybe. We'll see. But I did my work. So.
Awesome. Everyone have a great night. Have a great Shabbos. And, I'm sure we'll see. Hopefully we won't see everyone again Saturday night, because that means maybe something bad happened. Hopefully it will be a good win. But maybe it'll be incredibly good, and we'll jump on. Gabe actually will have 60 rebounds and break the record in the game. So
I'll come if we win by over 50.
Take that, Layritz. So we'll see how that works out. But have a great night. It's great to see you guys. Love talking about this stuff, and look forward to the next round.
Good night.
Take care. Good night.